Hey everyone, so we have Kaitlin here with us. She is one of the designers here for Boston Curvy Fashion Week. Hi Kaitlin, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine. So what inspired you to start designing, especially for plus size women?
This is actually my first plus size collection ever. I believe fashion should be more diverse than it is. I feel like there's definitely not enough diversity in the fashion industry, and we'll jump at any opportunity to show more.
Now, what design best fits a plus size woman? What would look best on a plus size woman? I know they come in all various shapes and sizes.
Right.
But what, overall in a general, which one is much better for a plus size woman?
Whatever makes you feel good. I don't believe that certain people have to wear certain things. I believe if you feel good in it, you rock it, you use your confidence, and you look good. If you feel good, you look good.
Okay, so let our viewers know what's behind the scenes, with the girls, how was, getting them fitted and stuff.
It was great to see all the little sneak peeks of the collections. Everyone looks great. I'm so excited for the show.
Thank you, Kaitlin. Thank you so much for taking the time to interview with us, and especially we cannot wait for the fashion show, obviously, in the next 2 weeks. So I can't wait to see you then.
Thanks. Can't wait to see you guys. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Hey, well, guys, we have with us Keisha. She's one of also the other designers here for Boston Curvy Fashion Week. Now, Keisha, what made you decide that you needed to help plus size women be able to just have our curves and just slay it in the fashion industry?
The fact that I am a plus size woman, but not only that, but it's just the variety. There's a market out there. We just don't have anyone, supplying as much as I feel like they should. So I figured, why not put my hand into something that I'm already passionate about. So I'm already into clothing, fashion, and all that stuff. It's just difficult for me to find nice things. I have to look a little harder, and sometimes I have to go online because it's only online that sells stuff in my size and my length. So I'm like, why should I, have to do that? So why not just create what's missing type thing? So
that's true. So in the stores though, I know it's making strides, but are the strides more slower or is it faster in your opinion?
I think it's a start, but with change, people are always hesitant. And I think that even though people know there's a market and, they're running a business and they know that money is available to women who are, probably their 3X might sell more than their large or their 14 or 12, but they're willing to advertise what's more appealing to society. So I feel like even now, being curvy is in now.
It is. I never thought it would be in.
So it's a fad,
Yeah.
But it's only a fad with what they want it to be, and that's where I feel like, Queens Know my clothing line comes in, and other clothing lines come in that are gonna prosper because it's showing the real deal, women with there's not just one type of curve, there's not just the bottle shaped curve, there's different ways to curvy women, and we're not all the same. So I think the lack of will create room for real, designers and people who are really trying to cater to everyone and not just what society wants.
What design then, in your opinion, being a designer, what design do you think best complements a plus size woman? Even though I know they come in all shapes or sizes, but what would be the best designs?
I think it depends on the season. Season and what you're comfortable in, because sometimes something might look great on someone, but they might not be comfortable in it. There was a girl who I was fitting today, and I had crops with high leggings were really high waisted, so you couldn't really see, but she wasn't comfortable in it. So even though she looked good, she wasn't comfortable. So I think something that you feel good in, as well as looks good. So one thing for what I've learned is off the shoulder is very nice on plus size women, because we have a large bust, and sometimes depending on what kind of shoulders you have, my shoulders are a little broad, so when I wear off the shoulder dresses or crop tops, everybody's, oh, you look so nice. It's very complimenting. And if I put a necklace on, I'm already tall and long, so
okay, when you a tall long plus size woman, you yummy with a tummy. Don't do that.
Oh God. No, but yeah, this just like, I just think it just depends, and you should find that fit. If you're comfortable in blouses, wear more blouses. You know, you don't have to wear, everything doesn't have to be tight, you know?
That's true.
So I think depending on the person, it varies.
That's why I was like, okay. So for your line, are you going to be selling, you know, pieces out there for the plus size women so they can be able to buy after the show?
Yes, that would actually be my goal. Yeah, I want to have stuff available so everything on the runway will be available to all the curvy girls. And if you're not curvy, you know, there's still some in your size too. But it will be available for purchase. And I sell my stuff at a store called Vilside Clothing in Somo, Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
It's not my clothing store, but they have my stuff in there. So if you ever need anything custom made or anything I already have, you can get it done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
An online store.
And you have an online store too?
Yeah.
What's the online store called?
Queensno.com.
Queensno.com.
Yeah, so it kind of just talks about events we do and other things, but they also have the shopping.
Where you can be able to have the option to pick up in store possibly then?
I'm working on that.
Okay.
But
I'm trying to get all the details for them because they're going to be like, Danny, you sent us and didn't tell us what to do. That's what it's going to be.
I appreciate that, Danny. No, you can definitely, if anything, you have any questions, I'm very reachable. Queensno is on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can go to my personal Instagram. I am Keisha I Rock. I am Keisha I Rock. Yeah, I know. It's long. But
No, I have my Danny Also Fabo. So that's
I like
long.
that though. That's cute.
Thank you. You see, so that's what it is.
Yeah, you can contact me if you want to buy online and pick up in store. We can arrange for that. But I'm trying to do it online, and it's been a process.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to see the models like strutting your designs. Like, I cannot wait for the show and to see you getting them all together, getting them glammed up and stuff. Thank you so much, Keisha.
Thank you. It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you as well. All right. Hey, y'all. So we have our first model here with us. We have Mo. So, Mo, I have a question. Is this your first time modeling or are you an experienced model?
I feel like I'm like dead smack in between. I do have experience. This is not my first rodeo. But this is my first time with Boston Curvy Fashion Week, so I'm excited.
Okay, so what else have you done in the past or upcoming?
I've worked with Ashley Stewart. I've done things with Boston Curve Appeal. I've worked with local designers and also built my own portfolio and did my own little productions, but that's so different.
Okay. A busy model here.
Doing the most.
So do you think plus size fashion, like the plus size fashion industry is progressing like in a really good way?
Yes,
like
God, yes.
Okay, so what do you think are some of the progressions that we've made for our
I feel like we are now mainstream. I feel like we are now setting the tone for what fashion is. And beforehand, we couldn't even get seen unless we were a size 2 or 0.
Right. And I
it's
you have
like,
way too many curves for that.
okay, well, I don't have time for that. But it's just like now I feel like we set the standard. When you see a woman on the screen, 9 times out of 10, they got curves. So it's just like, I feel like I just said, we set the standard now.
So with us setting the standard now, do you think our beauty standards in society is starting to progress as well?
I
whether
feel
they
like
it or not?
it's not, Rome wasn't built in a day, so we're always going to have setbacks, but I do feel like society as a whole has become more accepting of our curves and doesn't look at it as a bad thing. We're beautiful regardless of how many curves we have. So, and I think, I can't say America, I can just say society in general has really come to terms with curves being associated with beauty as well.
Okay, so now with the plus size models, do they represent the plus size women? I mean, I know they come in all shapes and sizes, but when you see a model out there, do you think she represents like somebody's mom or somebody's aunt or somebody's niece,
Yeah, definitely. And I think what I love about the curvy scene is the fact that we all have different body shapes as well, because it's curvy. You don't have curves in the same places. And I love when I go to each show that, you get each type of body. You know what I mean? You can have the pear shape or you have, the Coke bottle girls. And it's beautiful because I know I have a representation of someone that looks like me or someone that might look like my friend or my mom or whoever. So it's definitely awesome and empowering to see it. Like, true to size women, not just the stick
Okay.
figures. Look, I said it.
Because I feel like as plus size women, I look at them as, we're still yummy, even with a tummy. Like I see with the lingerie, they're starting to make a lot of more plus size, like lingerie for us to really feel sexy, because I think all women beauty comes in all shapes, sizes, and colors.
I agree.
So now with Boston Curvy Fashion, do you think it's setting that tone here in Boston?
Yes, I think any of the women that you see within Boston Curvy Fashion Week, we are all for that purpose and for that movement. We want to make sure we make it very clear that no matter what your shape, size, color, or whatever it is, you are beautiful, and you need to embrace whatever it is that the good Lord gave you. So when you come to Boston Curvy Fashion Week, we are going to serve you fierceness, honey, in all different shapes and sizes.
I'm here for all the slayage that's gonna occur to me. So I'm definitely here for all my sisters who are yummy with a tummy.
Yes.
I'm here for that.
I'm
okay.
here.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Mo,
It was
for
a pleasure
interviewing with
meeting
me.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, there you guys have it. We're doing our Slay It or Pay It behind the scenes of Boston Curvy Fashion Week. We have our next model here with us, Megan. Megan, is this your first time modeling, or are you an established model?
It's not my first time modeling. I've done a few other runway shows, and I've also done Boston Curvy Week last year.
Okay. So with Boston Curvy Fashion Week and the plus size industry, the fashion industry as a whole, do you think it's progressing in a more positive way, a more rapid positive way, like versus 5 years ago?
Most definitely, because even just last year, for the first Boston Curvy Fashion Week, there wasn't really many vendors, and then this year it's grown a lot, and there's a lot more models. They it's just grown a lot.
Okay, so give us a little of last year's Boston Curvy Fashion Week, like versus this year.
Last year, it definitely met my expectations because the plus size industry is so small right now. But this year, it just kind of blew me away because just seeing how many different models there are this year, how many new faces, it shows that it's really gotten the exposure it's needed.
Okay, very diverse. Okay, so I can't wait to see all the diverse styles. Thank you, Megan, so much for giving us an interview, because we're behind the scenes for Boston Curvy Fashion Week, our Slayed or Paid edition. Hey y'all, so we have Kareem here, our next model. We're behind the scenes of Boston Curvy Fashion Week. How are you doing, Kareem?
I'm good. I'm excited.
Are you okay? So is this your first time modeling, or are you an established model?
I'm not an established model, but this is my first time doing Boston Curvy Fashion Week, so I'm really
Okay. So what made you decide to just go out there and just, let me just...
It's cool. It's a journey. Well, when I was 19, I was scouted, and I just didn't take it seriously because I was in college and all of that. And then after college, I got married, had babies, and all of this. So then I always put plus size modeling to the back burner.
Really? I actually knew a girl who got scouted in college and she didn't come back, and she's actually doing it. Why didn't you do that?
I wasn't thinking. It's like, I feel like there are things that happen for a reason.
That's
And
true,
at that
that's
time, it just wasn't my time, I think.
But
But I
it
think
was
now
still
at
meant.
33, it's my time.
See,
So,
it always, when God has a vision for you, it always comes fulfillment.
That's
true.
right.
That's true.
So,
So do you think with the plus size fashion industry, the way it's progressing, that means society's standards of beauty is progressing? Do you see like more women on TV are becoming more curvy friendly versus thin as in?
I feel like we still have a lot of ways to go when it comes to that, but we are definitely progressing. And I think with, I feel like there is a movement happening, and, even with the plus size modeling and just even with the body positive movement, like they're kind of turning into one, and it's going to be a force to be reckoned with. So I do see the progression, but I do feel like we still have ways to go.
So what are
A
some
variety.
of the what are some of the displays that are going to be happening? Like, is it going to be a swim line? Is it going to be winter fashion? Is it going to be this fashion? Like,
It's
what
going to
is
be a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything?
Yeah.
Because emancipate your curve. That's why I'm like, that has me thinking like, okay, there's gonna be a lot of fashion. I can't wait to see what clothes I could possibly buy. Like, so
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to see. Like, oh, what's gonna be some of the
They're definitely going to be bringing in the sexy. I'll say that. Like,
bringing in the sexy?
Yes.
Y'all, you hear
Yes.
that? We're bringing in the sexy.
Yes.
Slay it or pay it. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm always here for. And I know all my girls who are yummy with a tummy are gonna definitely slay in 2 weeks. So
I will.
Okay, thank you, Kareem, so much for your interview.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey y'all, so we have our next model here with us, Alicia, and she already has half of our segment on Slay because we are doing the Slay It or Pay It edition
okay.
of behind the scenes for Boston Curvy Fashion Week.
That's what's up.
And I see you have Slay on your dress.
Yep, all day.
Okay, so Alicia, are you an established model or are you a first-time model? Like, is this your first modeling event?
I wouldn't necessarily say established. This is my second Boston Curvy Fashion Week. I've been modeling around Boston and New York for the past 5 years, so I'm still working on building. So I'm not gonna say established yet because I feel like you need to stay hungry. So
That's true.
I'm still working and building. So.
Okay, so then within the last 5 years, have you seen, in your opinion, the plus size fashion industry grow?
Oh my goodness. Absolutely. I've had an opportunity 4 weeks ago to go and check out Full Figure Fashion Week and see how that industry has grown just across the country, around the world, more connections with international models, plus size bloggers, how plus size blogging has grown, and just how women and plus size men now are able to make more and more connections.
Okay, so with all of that progressing, do you think society standards of beauty are progressing then? Like, because we all knew thin was in as beauty, but now with curves, it's starting to be more exposed that men love curves.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my family's from the South, so that
Okay.
like we've always kind of had that kind of body positive kind of thing growing up. It was just something that you did as cultural. But now that I feel more women are feeling more comfortable in their own skin, like in the room when we were just doing the fitting, girls that this is their first experience with Boston Curvy Fashion Week, just the camaraderie and them asking questions and feeling comfortable to like try on the clothes, and I never thought I could wear something like this, and you know, everybody's coming out and feeling, embracing their curves.
Okay, so I know they were gonna have some health topics also there as well. What is a health topic that all plus size women should know, like for their fashion? Because I know when you feed your body, you feed your curves. So
Absolutely.
what is an important health tip that all plus size women should know?
For me, I come from an athletic background. So I was a football player before I started plus size modeling. So I love sports. It's one of my favorite ways to exercise. I'm also a dance teacher.
Okay.
So dancing, anything that brings you joy, that feeds your spirit, that's also movement based, I believe that that's something that you should do. Like whatever helps you feel comfortable in your skin, whether that's dance or some kind of athletic sport or whatever it is, like whatever you feel good in your skin doing.
Okay. Because I know there's a lot of stigma saying, oh, well, plus size women, if they're embracing their curves, they're still not going to try to be healthy. And I don't think that's true.
Listen, you can, there's definitely a misconception that you can get quote unquote kicked out of the Curvy Girl Club if you start working out. But to me, that's another kind of independence of embracing your curves. Like my curves still live. My curves rock, but I go to the gym sometimes, or I do yoga, or I happen to be a football player. That's fine. That's my truth. But another woman or another man, how they embrace their curves, how they live, that's then their choice. It's not my responsibility if I'm really going to build in the community to now, because someone has made another choice that doesn't look like mine, to say you're not a part of the community anymore. Like your curvy is still valid. Like your curvy still lives.
That's true. Because if I want to lose weight for myself, it's for me. It's not that I don't like being a plus size woman. I just want to be healthy too. I want to be a healthy plus size woman.
Exactly.
And that doesn't, like, we've always obviously have seen with our plus size models, they can be a size 12 and still be
Absolutely.
healthy. So I might want to be on the lower end if I'm on the higher end of being a plus size woman. That is true. Well, Alicia, I cannot wait to see you strut that stuff and
I'm
slay
ready.
it all on that runway
I'm ready.
for Boston Curvy Fashion Week. This is our Slayed or Paid behind the scenes for Boston Curvy Fashion Week. I'm your girl Danny P, as always, and this is Alicia. So hey everyone, we have Nancy here with us. She is one of the models in Boston Curvy Fashion Week. Now Nancy, are you an established model or are you a first time model?
I'm an amateur model. I've done it a little bit here and there throughout the last decade and a half.
So do you think the plus size industry has grown, like their fashion like progressed a lot, like in the last over a decade and a half?
They definitely have evolved and become, more empowering, sexier, body conscious, more respectful of, how a woman would want to
Basically
to portray
emancipating
herself.
her curves?
Emancipating her curves and her person.
Okay.
Because that's certainly a part of it, because certainly our body image has a great deal to do with how we move through the world and represent ourselves and make decisions. So that's why it's so important to have that core of self-love and self-appreciation. That's what you radiate out to the world.
So I can't wait to see all the empowering women who are still yummy with a tummy strut that stuff. Our Slayed or Paid segment edition of Behind the Scenes for Boston Curvy Fashion Week. We have our model Nancy, and you already know it's your girl Danny P. All right, everyone. So we have Debbie here with us, our next model for Boston Curvy Fashion Week, behind the scenes for our Slayed or Paid edition. Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
That's
So,
good.
Are you a first-time model or are you an established model?
I'm actually an established model. I have modeled now for about 3 years professionally, and
So, what are some of the things that you have done then, like in the past?
I have done a lot of things in Somerville and Cambridge for Harvard University. I've walked for a couple models, couple shows, designers there that they've had on campus. I've worked for Figment, which is the art festival in Boston for Rose Kennedy Greenway, which has been really nice. That I've modeled in New York as well. I've done a couple of things for some plus size boutiques, just getting, exposure and seeing what can happen. You never know,
You've been busy, Debbie.
Just a little busy.
You've been a little busy. So, do you feel that the fashion industry for plus size women has progressed like advancedly for us?
There's a lot of things that are going in the right direction. I still feel that we do need more exposure. We still need more stores. We still need, more acceptance.
That's true. So, do you think that society's standard of beauty is changing then?
I do think media and society has kind of accepted a little more that there is more than just one body type. I do believe that there is some positivity for body positiveness when we have people that have a great public figure platform to speak out about it. People that are very more, regular to really push that, hey, you can be curvy, you can be beautiful, and it can be accepted, so.
Okay, so are we gonna see all of that in Boston Curvy Fashion Week?
Yes, you will. I'll bring it, because
Debbie,
all these
you better
models,
bring it,
we're ready.
Debbie. Okay,
We're
'cause
ready to emancipate these curves, we're ready to share them.
I'm ready for y'all to solidify my saying you can still be yummy even with a tummy.
I
need
like
y'all
that.
to solidify
Yummy
that.
tummy.
Yummy tummy.
That's a brand of
okay?
that. That's good.
Okay. We have Debbie here. You already know it's your girl, Danny P. Our Slayed or Paid edition behind the scenes for Boston Curvy Fashion Week. Hey everyone, it's your girl, Danny P. And we're doing our Slayed or Paid behind the scenes for Boston Curvy Fashion Week, where we have Cassandra here. Now she is on the committee for Boston Curvy Fashion Week. So Cassandra, can you please tell us what your role was for behind the scenes?
All right. I serve as the volunteer and vendor manager. So I help coordinate volunteers for all our events during the week and put together the vendors that'll be selling and marketing their products.
Okay, now with last year's Boston Curvy Fashion Week, it was the first one, so we're
Correct.
starting out. So I know a few of the models have said there were more vendors this year. So what was the difference between last year getting vendors and this year getting vendors?
So last year at Boston Curvy Fashion Week, I actually came in as a volunteer. So I wasn't aware of all of the behind the scenes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So after my ambition that I showed and hard work on the first year, they decided to bring me on as a committee member. But what I can speak about the vendors this year is we've outreached a whole lot. We're trying to get designers, whether they be specifically targeting the plus size market or those who are trying to venture into it throughout the New England area. So we're trying to bring you people from Connecticut, Rhode Island, and New Hampshire, Vermont, really trying to make it as big as possible.
Okay, so then do you see Boston Curvy Fashion Week like expanding as far as partnering with those states, like having their own plus size curvy fashion week then? Like,
Most definitely. Like until actually joining the committee, I didn't see how much of a need there was in the New England area in general for a plus size focus. You know, you have New York with Full Figure Fashion Week, but I feel like the New England area, we have so much more to offer in terms of just the different creative outlets that we have. All the artists, whether they be from your local vendors or more internationally known, we have so many people to offer, and why not give them a spotlight and an opportunity to showcase their work?
that's true. So do you feel that the plus size fashion industry has progressed as a whole in the last few years?
Definitely. Just in general, America, we're getting bigger. You know, the average size woman now is a 14, and you wouldn't even think that based on what we see in
I would never think that.
That based on what you see exactly in the magazines and the tablets and on TV. But we're getting bigger just as a whole country. And over the past years, I've just seen an increasing amount of just body positivity and really encouragement to live in your own skin. And it's being more so embraced. Fat shaming is being called out. So just embracing who you are and the skin that you come in is just been a massive increase. And I can only see the plus size market as a whole getting bigger. And then I feel like this is a great opportunity to really take what's already in our city and put it to the forefront.
Okay. With the models, how was that search like to get the models to be a part of Boston Curvy Fashion Week?
So to join out, we actually did a couple casting calls, and we really seeked out women from all over. We wanted to go for a more realistic plus size woman, not necessarily in a lot of magazines or just in general with advertising. You see the typical size 12, perfect physique, you know, tall, beautiful, elegant woman of any skin tone. But is that really what the average plus size woman looks like? No. And what I loved about Boston Curvy Fashion Week is we managed to find a wide variety. You know, we have some of your models who are 5'7" and under, who may be a little bit more plump. Then we have your taller models who are closer to the 5'11" range, and they're gonna have, like you said, the more busty experience with curves in every direction. But what we really tried to capture on is the realistic look, like what the average woman looks like, and trying to figure out what in the area can she find to fit all her fashion needs.
I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see what the ladies have in store. So, yeah, guys, this is our Slay It or Pay It edition. Thank you so much, Cassandra, for giving us that.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So, that is all. This is Cassandra. She was on the committee for Boston Curvy Fashion Week. Y'all know who it is already. So, again, Slay It or Pay It. Everyone, we have Sandra here with us.
Hello.
Now, she is the creator of Boston Curvy Fashion Week. Now, Sandra, I went on your website and I did my research, but for my viewers, can you let us know why you decided to create Boston Curvy Fashion Week?
Well, the reason why I decided to create Boston Curvy Fashion Week because there was a void here in Boston. A lot of times people would travel, like even I go to New York to go to plus size fashion events. And unfortunately, here in the New England area, we don't have anything. So my thought was, there are a lot of beautiful plus size women here. Why not celebrate that? And why not try to even get businesses to come here and recognize that we're here?
And so from last year, it was the first annual Boston Curvy Fashion Week. So did it meet your expectations of the turnout?
Absolutely. No one knew about us. So if one person came, I was excited. So having that many people show up and support us and say what you're doing is great was awesome.
Now, do you expect this to get all throughout the New England area, as far as we're talking about New Hampshire and stuff? So
I would hope for that to happen. I mean, we have a lot of models that are from all over New England that drive a couple of hours just to get here, which is just impressive on itself. However, I want this to expand, but I'm also talking to other people about partnership and having it in their area. Because I'm all about partnering with people. It's my business, it's my industry. It's all of us, so we should work together. So I'm all about collaborating.
Okay.
So that's what we're trying to hopefully do here in New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont, but Boston it should have been here long ago.
Yes. So this year's theme, it's emancipate your curves.
Absolutely.
So can you give us a little background as to why you decided that would be the theme for this year's fashion show?
Yeah. Well, this last year was the curves are coming, but this year, so last year we were just explaining, you know, we're here and we're coming, but this year it was all about the mental emancipating your curves and mentally being free, and mentally allowing yourself to be comfortable in your skin. So this is what emancipate your curves really means, is allowing yourself to be who you are mentally, because before the physical can happen, there's a mental thing that needs to happen.
That's true. I think for all plus size women, they have to break that mental barriage that we have, like, oh, we wouldn't look good in that, or our tummy, because I like to prefer to myself as I'm yummy with a tummy.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
That's what that is at the end of the day. Like, I'm still yummy,
Right.
even with a tummy, because
Yeah.
I think beauty comes in all shapes, sizes, colors. It doesn't matter. So what would be something that you would change about the plus size fashion industry, though?
The show or just the industry?
Just the industry.
More accepting, even though the plus size industry is growing, there's still a lot of separation within the plus size industry. So I would love it to be more accepting, more again, more collaborating with people to, you know, just because you're doing that thing that's similar to me doesn't mean I can't support. So more support and more, just more, you know, more variety, showing women who are beautiful at the size 26, 28, or someone who is 14, and everyone accepting each other, not, oh, you're 14, they never show size 26. I'm glad they show a 14, but I just want them to show a size 26 too.
Because
So,
if they showed a size 26, I probably would go crazy.
you're like,
than seeing
okay,
a
she
size
can do it.
14.
I can, you know, I can go out there. So I just want it to be more accepting of all of us, you know.
That's true. So with the show, we'll be able to see like that true representation of all
Absolutely.
plus size women.
We start from a size 12, 14, and up to like a 24 that we have. Unfortunately, people who are bigger tend to not even come out to model just because of that stigma.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any size requirements, and we don't even have a height requirement. We just want you to come out and strut your stuff, and then we'll get the clothes for you.
Thank you so much, Sandra, for
course.
giving me the interview. Thank you so much. We have our owner here, guys. Our Slayed or Paid edition. I can't wait to see all my girls who are yummy with a tummy slayed on that stage. It's your girl, Danny P, as normal, and we out of here with that.
Bye. Thank you.
CM Beat.